Welcome to Epic Conversations. I'm Diane. We're here today with my special guest and friend, Christina Peterson. And we're so glad that you could join us. And today, Christina is going to talk about her third-year experience. See, Christina attended Charis Bible College. She took up the third-year creative arts school. And she was also the stage manager in the third-year Christmas show. So she has a lot of passion, right, for the creative arts. So we're going to talk about that. But, by the way, if you would like to receive more uplifting videos, please subscribe to this channel and follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So, Christina, okay, let's hear about your experiences with the creative arts.
As a whole or individual, like as the whole school year, or just like specific, like just kind of the overall thing?
Oh, by the way, I like that hat. And you've always been a woman of wearing hats. And I just like that about you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love hats too.
It's
obviously.
unique. It's unique.
Oh, thank you.
It's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's just a little of everything.
Okay, well, let's see. I actually did creative arts right after my second year, but I dropped out halfway through the year, and I came back and just did it this past year, and obviously finished the whole year.
So it's fresh in your mind now.
Oh, yeah. And it was definitely I guess the thing that keeps coming back to me is how important your team is, who you're with, whether it's a mission trip or a job or like my case in school. It was just so have the people that I was in school with in creative arts, it was 10 of us all together. And it was monumental how much impact you guys, when working together with each other, the impact you have on each other and how powerful that really is and how encouraging. It's like people come from all different backgrounds and you're coming together and you may or may not be out of your comfort zone, but it's, new to everybody. And it was just incredible the impact that had on every single one of us. And it was just that to me just really reiterated about how important it is with, how valuable to make sure the people that you're with you're on the same page and you're in it together and you really do have that bond is just so powerful. And
how did you get that bond? I mean, did you all pull together like that? Because that reminds me of the body of Christ. We're all different. We all have different roles.
Oh, yeah.
But yet we somehow got to be in unity.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you do that in the creative? How did they do that? That was nice having a team of 10.
Yeah, it was big enough, but just small enough.
Yeah.
But I guess honestly, for me personally, I know it was definitely the aspect of I was out of my comfort zone. And there was so many times, where it was you're getting up and you're performing in just front of your class. Just, 10 people with your teacher makes 11. That's not that many people. Mm-hmm. And, you're doing, a monologue or maybe an improv or just, all kinds of small things. They're not time consuming, but it's just you're still doing it in front of people. And it's still you don't necessarily know what you're doing either. And it's terrifying, getting up and performing because you're being vulnerable with you're sharing your passion, your heart, and it's you want to knock it out of the ballpark, and and you don't, you're going to probably mess up, and every time it's just when you mess up, it's so important to know it's a safe environment.
That's good.
And I think that was definitely a huge thing was that all of us to some extent in different ways had that kind of fear in a sense. And not fear exactly, but it was kind of different for different people. For me, I was terrified of getting up, standing in front of people and acting and actually, the lines. And it was just doing it in front of people was they weren't family. And it really, really took me out of my comfort zone. And to some extent, I think that's kind of what it was for everybody. So, it's really, when you get to that place, you're all in a vulnerable position right there. So you have to, so you really do have to bond, work together, and you're there for each other. You know how they feel when they're up there, and it's just, you're terrified, you're petrified, you might freeze, and just you have no idea what to do. And that's when, everybody around, your teammates, your classmates, they jump up and they're just, and, they encourage you. And it's just, it's huge. And I think that was one of the biggest things was that we all came together at that point of, we were all out of our comfort zones. And really, that's when you're out of your comfort zone, yeah.
And that makes a difference because if you know that they're all out of their comfort zone and you are too, it's like, well, they're going to feel the same way when it's their turn. So, so you want to help them and encourage them.
Yep.
And in return, you believe they're going to help and encourage you too.
Well, yeah, that was definitely a huge thing.
Anybody freeze with their lines?
I don't think we really, I think we did pretty good. I don't think anybody, I don't think anyone really, no one really did actually. We were all, and I think a big part of that honestly is when you're in that kind of environment, it's like you flourish because that safe, loving environment is what will just, it will, I think it'll just, create who God created you to be. It'll bring that out of you and it will just really, it's so powerful. And I think
that's safe.
Yeah, and I think
because if you think people are going to criticize you, you're not going to be as open and free.
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely true. And it was, our first the first month of school, we had, you were getting up in front of your class and you were, doing monologues and stuff, and it was like. Wow. It was, you hadn't known each other for very long and you just had to do it. And it was like, you had to some extent trust and also just be like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to put my heart into it and I'm going to know I did my absolute best, that I put everything I could possibly put into this.
That's a good attitude.
And it was, that's hard. Honestly, for me, that was the hardest thing. And I think it was probably, that personally was one of the hardest things. And for there was, different things for everybody. But it was just at the end of the year, seeing how all of us have just, grown and how just the bonds and the relationships that we have and that we've built with every single one of us, with every single one in our class. And it really it feels like family by the end of the year. And not halfway. It's just so powerful. It really...
And that's kind of interesting because here it was that God moved you out of your comfort zone for your, biological family, brought you from Arizona all the way to Colorado to go to college, and then here you are, he put you into this niche of 10 people who you feel like a family. God is good.
Oh yeah, that is so true.
He is so good.
Yeah,
he loves you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Because I believe that there's a lot of other people who may be out of their comfort zones and don't know either about what are they going to do.
Yeah.
So that's very good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And we appreciate you joining us. Thank you. There's going to be more videos from Christina. So stay tuned as she shares other life experiences. And we look forward to seeing you next time. But in the meantime, have an epic day in the Lord.